Hey guys, Gavin Gear here from UltimateReloader.com. I can't wait to show you what we're going to do in this video. As you've probably picked up, over the years I've been working on evolving the Ultimate Reloader reloading bench system. I've got these dual 3/8 inch T-tracks that I've got embedded into the top surface of the reloading bench. That gives me the flexibility to mount and dismount presses in a minute or less. I can move the presses around, which is great for the filming I do. It's a great system, and I have a bunch of information on Ultimate Reloader about that. Now, a year ago, I added Inline Fabrication Ultramounts into the picture. This gives me the option to elevate the press up off the workbench a little bit. It's more rock solid than the wood subplate system that I had devised and been fabricating on my own. And I then added the quick change system so that I can quickly mount and dismount presses on and off of the Ultramount. So I have kind of like a really good setup going here. In this video, it gets even better. I'm going to walk you through the process of building out a 4-inch micro Ultramount. Then we're going to mount the RCBS Pro Chucker 7 to one of the quick change plates so that I can add the RCBS Pro Chucker into the mix with all of this quick change goodness. Then I've got some tricks up my sleeve. I'm gonna make this Ultramount system from Inline Fabrication more flexible with the Ultimate Reloader bench system. So it's gonna be cool. Let's get right into it. Okay, so let's go over what we're gonna put together here and what tools we're gonna need to put it together. The 4-inch micro Ultramount is actually a little bit more simple than the standard height Ultramount. It doesn't have the bottom shelf. So it consists of the top plate and 2 riser legs, and we're just going to bolt these together. We've got our nuts and bolts. We've got our 5/32 of an inch Allen wrench. I personally like the T-handle variety, like this one here. We've also got a 7/16 socket and socket handle. So what we're going to do is make sure that we're lined up correctly here. This is going to go towards the back. It's going to go roughly like so. Okay, it's going to fit together like that. So I've got my orientation here, and what I'm going to do is drop a couple of the countersunk bolts through here. It's got the countersunk holes here on the top plate, so they're actually below flush. I'm going to put my Allen wrench into one of the countersunk bolts. Okay, that's going to kind of prop things up. Now we start the nuts and tighten them down. So let's go ahead and place our washer, start our nut, which is nylock, which is very nice. Don't have to worry about stuff coming apart, which is always a good thing. Okay, so we're just going to start both of these to kind of get it roughly in place. And then I'm going to tighten the first one, not completely tight, just enough to kind of get it slightly snug. And then I'm going to transfer my Allen wrench to the second. Okay, now we'll do a nice tighten down and then switch over to the first bolt we were tightening. Snug that one down. Very nice. Okay, and then we'll repeat for the other side. Okay, so I've flipped it around, started my nuts, and we're just going to do the same thing. You know, inline fabrication is all about attention to detail and quality. The powder coating on these fixtures is awesome. Packing materials. I'd be surprised to hear if anyone ever received a damaged inline fabrication project, because it's wrapped in heavy-duty paper. It's got bubble film between all of the plates. It's all taped up really good. Amazing. Isn't that nice? Okay, so there we have it. And so here's my secret weapon. I got busy with the milling machine. These are prototype hold-down clamps that are going to clamp the Ultramount down to the bench. I already tested these really quickly with the standard height Ultramount, and they work great. So let's see how these come together with the rest of the components on the bench. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna slide the 3/8 inch bolts over, put my new prototype hold down clamps down. It's Throw some washers on for good measure, and then screw the clamps down. Okay. And for number 2 here, still experimenting with the cutout height on this. Make sure we're square here. Let's do the other side. Okay, pulling the clamp over. Look at that. So cool. If you guys are interested, I might offer this whole bench system as a kit. Leave a comment if you are interested. Now that is sturdy. All right, here's part 2, is putting the quick attach plate onto the press. So I've got the plate itself, I've got the nuts and bolts. Here I've got a 9/16 socket in handle, and then I've got a 7/32 Allen wrench, again the T-handle variety that I prefer. So let's mount this to the Pro Chucker. Okay, so this is how this is going to go together. You got the tab towards the back, you've got the countersunk holes towards the bench, and then you're going to put your bolts through. Then you're going to have your washers on the top side. Start on the nylon lock nuts. Got number 1 there. Got number 2 here. And then we've got the 3rd one, which you're not going to be able to see, but trust me, I'm putting on the nut here. All very nice hardware for sure. Okay, and again, we're going to take the Allen wrench, secure the bolt from the back, get it snugged down just a little bit. Let it shift while we're doing the initial tightening. Just a touch more than finger tight, really. Okay, and the 3rd one here. You might be able to see here, I'm just a little bit out of square, so I'm gonna shift that, see if that feels about right. Okay. Now, we'll tighten things down to make sure that things stay square, kind of one at a time, alternating just a little bit. Okay, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're re-snug, as it were. Looks like I'm just checking the alignment here. Looks like we're doing really well. We'll do our final tightening. Okay. First bolt. Okay, got that one nice. Second bolt. We don't have to make this like we're bolting a house down to the foundation or anything. It's very well secured by these 3 bolts, but we're going to get them nice and snug. There we go. All right, we're mounted. Well, how about that, guys? We are ready to mount our press. We've got the wing nuts, plastic wing nuts with the metal inserts that come with the Ultramount quick change setup. We're going to put the tab at the back of the press through the rectangular hole in the top plate of the mount. Align our screws, comes right down. We're going to spin the wing nuts to clamp the press down. How about that? Very quick, very easy. And what I love is now I have the flexibility to run this Pro Chucker on the full height Ultramount or on this micro Ultramount. Awesome. One last note that's worth noting. So if I take the press and I shake it, do you hear that sound? There's just a tiny bit of play between the tab and the top plate of the Ultramount. What's cool about this Ultramount is that we can just take an Allen key, lock that down ever so slightly. Listen to that. Now that is solid with 0 rattle. So this gives you the ability to further clamp down your setup and have it be rock solid, which is what you want. Well, there you go. If you're looking for a really solid press mounting system, check out the Inline Fabrication gear. And if you're curious about the Ultimate Reloader bench system and future upgrades, please stay tuned. In fact, if you don't want to miss any of the action here on UltimateReloader.com, please subscribe to the channel. And if you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. Until next time, happy shooting and happy reloading.